So a few weeks ago, I did a video about this, my latest pickup, the Tudor Submariner 7016. Today, as a treat, I thought it would be worth going through my entire vintage watch collection. So first off, we have the beautiful Smith's Empire dress watch. This was a gift from my wife, and this is old new stock, or new old stock. The only thing I have changed on this is the strap, because the old one had rotted away over the many decades. This is from the 60s, and I actually still have the box and papers for this one, so that is awesome. The strap I've got is an aftermarket double pass leather strap with gold hardware that does match the dial quite nicely too. It's 33.7mm in diameter, 41mm lug to lug and 16mm at the lugs, with a thickness of just 9mm. But despite the measurements, the case size with the strap, it actually wears really well on wrist. This is my dress watch for black tie dinners and other events if I actually ever attend them. The dial is gorgeous, and the small seconds hand with the 12, 3, 6 and 9 in a prominent gold tone. I really love this watch, and so yeah, definitely a favourite on this list. So next up we have a square cushion case dial. This is the gorgeous Bulova watch. Again, a gift from my wife. This one is actually an automatic and is in fairly good nick. Some scratches on the acrylic crystal, but nothing a good bit of polywatch can't solve. This one is a 32mm in diameter, including the crown, and 29mm lug to lug, with a 10.6mm thickness and 18mm at the lugs. This is also on the original strap too, and it's in really good nick again for the age. I think this one is from the late 60s, early 70s, but I'm not 100% sure on this. This next one is actually a pickup I made last year. It's the Rolex Oyster Date 6694, and it is the cheapest way to get into Rolex ownership in 2025. Oyster Dates are manually wound movements with a date complication. This one was running at the same time as its much more well recognizable siblings, the Oyster Perpetual and the Datejust. This one is 34mm in diameter with 90mm at the lugs, but it does wear closer to a 36mm. Now, this is such a cool looking watch, and this is one from 1971 with a silver linen dial, a little rare nowadays but still cheap if you can find it. And if you get into a Oyster Precision, you get loads of different colorways available, some more expensive than others. Okay, so it feels like I'm starting to collect Smith watches a little like Tic Tacs here, and this is the 1970s Smith's Astrolon. It is an interesting watch, not because of the case or dial. I mean, the dial is really nice with the gold hands and indices mixed with the silver backdrop and the black printed logos and minute track, but it's the movement. To date, it is the only plastic movement I have in my collection, and that in itself is pretty unique. But to be completely honest, I'm really surprised that it's continued to work and last for as long as it has. It is a TV case with a boxed domed acrylic crystal, 38mm in diameter, 42mm lug to lug and 22mm at the lugs. Nice complication at the 3 as well here. Now, this Timex is from the 1970s. It was a project find and it does need a new crystal, but this one has nice Roman numerals, a simple dial and hands, and when I got it, despite it being in a right state, the movement was actually working pretty well. It's a bronze case dial, 36.7mm in diameter, 37.5mm lug to lug and 18mm at the lugs. I was surprised to see that this watch worked right out of the box as well, in a box full of dead watches. Okay, so finally we have the jewel in the crown of my vintage collection, and possibly my collection entirety. It is the amazing Tudor Submariner 7016 from 1967. It's 39.6mm in diameter, 46.7mm lug to lug, a thickness of 12mm, and of course the standard 20mm lug width. This one is powered by an ETA movement. It is the Smile dial version and one of the last ones made pre-snowflake era. This one has a friction bezel, no date, and there is a serial number etched into the back of this watch, and as most of us know, this is a telltale sign that it was being used by a service member of the US military. I love this watch. It has the same model profile as Roger Moore's James Bond Submariner, the 5513, which it is based on, and that's one of the reasons I love it. But aside from that, it's also such a cool watch regardless. It's a Submariner after all. Rolex or Tudor, does it really matter? I think you know my answer. So there you have it, guys. There's my collection of vintage watches. I love having vintage watches in my collection. I think it can help elevate and take a collection from interesting to, well, awesome. What I also love about my vintage watches is that it's unique, and you're also guaranteed to have something that not many other people will have. Anyway, what do you think of vintage watches? Let me know in the comments below. Take care, watch nerds, and I'll catch you all in the next one.